Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for gathering today to be part of an event that is hallmark of Lawrence Tech. Since its founding in 1932, I want to remind you something I've said before, but for some of you have not heard. I had an opportunity to introduce Steve Forbes at Detroit Economic Club when he came for a lecture. And Bruce on our campus, who's a historian, he found a quote from Steve Forbes' grandfather, who founded Forbes magazine in 1917. So in 1932, he wrote an ad-op in the main Detroit Free Press's predecessor paper. And it was 1932 when Lawrence Institute of Technology had just been announced as a new institution at the Model T plant. So Forbes wrote an ad-op saying this institution, LIT, is the forerunner of business incubators and accelerators. He had the vision that 1932, based on theory and practice. So isn't this great that years later, Lawrence Tech actually lived that dream and actually have an accelerator on campus? Can we clap on that? Thank you. So as President and Chief Executive Officer of the university, it is my pleasure to host this event in your presence and with your support. Since this is one of the most meaningful events as we host on campus, the one we host on campus, because it reminds us of a fundamental pillar of partnership with corporation and business community that benefits our students since LIT founding in 1932. As you would guess and understand, it was difficult to host and celebrate this event during the past year due to pandemic to demonstrate and celebrate the strength of our corporate partnerships. To be able to gather this time of the year is especially meaningful to me and the university, I hope, because it will be my final corporate event of the year, inducting ceremony as president of LTU. You may recall this wall was enshrined with these icons in 2014 when we established corporate wall. And many of the stalwarts of business community are on this wall, the who's who of American business, and we're adding 2 more glittering stars on that wall. I think you all know that about 90 years ago, since its very inception, Lawrence Tech has embraced the importance notion of theory and practice. After all, Russell Lawrence, even before he and his brother founded LTU, or LIT at that time, was no stranger to engaged hands-on learning, theory and practice. This notion of theory and practice has indeed been integrated in our institution's DNA. And since 1932, we have partnered with our corporate friends and neighbors to help make this vision a reality year after year. This year, it is my great honor with you to induct not one corporate partner, but 2. One inductee for 2020 and another one for 2021. The 2020 Corporate Partner of the Year is Accenture. Thank you. It is fitting that we honor the recipient of LTU's 2020 Corporate Partner of the Year, Extension. Extension and my friend and colleague Joe Hershey, who serves not only as an Extension Michigan COO, but also as an LTU trustee, played a vital role for the university in 2020. As we all know, last year brought challenges that we and the world had not faced in the modern era. It was also the final year of instruction for LTU very first cohort of nursing students. Without Extension's help and support and guidance and partnership, our inaugural class of nursing students would have had practical hands-on experience derailed by pandemic. Instead, because of Extension's help and expertise and commitment to learning, With safety, our students receive an unprecedented corporate experience, and we thank you for that. I am also very proud of our first class of nursing graduates, all of whom graduated with jobs in hand. Where does it happen in America? People say there's so much unemployment, every single 100% in jobs. We also laud our current students who continue to have rich clinical experiences as part of their education, and our program, which is fully accredited by the Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education. This success, especially, but not only in light of the challenges created by COVID-19, is because of our robust partnership with Extension. Thank you. Joe, would you please come forward? On behalf of all of us at LTU, we thank you and your entire Extension Michigan team. Joe, we greatly appreciate what you have done and your organization. Thank you. He's anxious to see what it is, but let me tell you first. Our seal, Lawrence Tech, some of you will notice that the seal of Lawrence Tech has two images. In the middle is, of course, you have the shield. One side, you have a person with books in hand. That's the knowledge, theory. The other side, someone is having some instruments in hand. That is the practice. That is the logo. So with that logo, below that is 2020 Corporate Partner of the Year symbol Extension. Congratulations.
Can I make recognition of two people?
Could you say a few words?
Thank you, Dr. Modgill, and certainly members of the trustees and the faculty and the amazing staff here at Lawrence Technological University. This is a wonderful, wonderful award, and we are so honored to be in your company. I have two amazing healthcare leaders that are with me today, and if you would indulge me, Miss Lynn Chiesa is our Chief Nursing Officer, and she has been a member of our Ascension Providence family for about 17 years. You have to get up very early in the morning to keep pace with her. She does an amazing job partnering with Therese Jameson, and I just said to Therese, we cannot train these men and women quickly enough. We look forward to placing all of them. Please join me in welcoming Lynn Quiezos here representing us. Also with us today is Dr. Manny Tobia, and Dr. Tobia may be one of the hardest working physicians in all of healthcare. He is our Chief Medical Officer. He leads a medical staff of 1,200 credentialed physicians that practice at our esteemed hospitals here locally. He's also the leader of a very large, robust medical group himself, and he does an amazing job embracing higher education and all of the academia for our various residencies, training programs, much like this one that we have with nursing, the BSN program, and partnering very closely with all of us and members of the team on the new development of a physician assistant program. Dr. Tobia, could we recognize you as well today? We should never underestimate the power of friendships and partnerships and what we can all do together. And like so many of these iconic organizations, legendary corporations that don this wall, it's our honor and pleasure to be here with all of them and with all of you. Thank you, be well, stay safe. Sure.
It's like the better picture.
Just a footnote to Joe's remarks. By the way, 25 of our 26 nursing graduates are now employed by Extension. Yes, this is commitment. Our, why they appoint them? Because our student must have outstanding academic and clinical experience record, thanks to you, Joe, and your caring leadership. Thank you. Now we move on to the next presentation, which is 2021 Corporate Partner of the Year, PBS. Before I read my remarks, I should know that how highly I regard PBS Chemicals, the family, and the leadership. I've known them for at least over 20 years. In my previous role as a provost, where Ann Nicholson, one of the trustees, was on the board for 16 years, 2 8-year terms. She was also chair of the board also. And I used to sit in the front row as a provost. All president, vice president will sit there, and the trustee sat on a little higher podium. By design, it was not their choice. And so I had met Mr. Nicholson also during a lot of gatherings, and then years later, I had the fortune to meet David Nicholson, our colleague now, board of trustees member. So with that, since this is a special ceremony recognizing our Corporate Partner of the Year for 2020 and 21, I am thrilled, literally, to announce PBS as Lawrence Tech's Corporate Partner of the Year 2021. Congratulations. LTU's relationship with PBS is multifaceted and years long. As I mentioned, it is marked by a commitment to education. The whole family is committed to this, to education, to community, and Detroit region. There is not an important event in the city of Detroit, if you live here long enough, where Nicholsons are not involved. Donors, organizers, well-wishers, a great tradition in the family. PBS and Nicholson family, including David, who serves as currently the CEO and president of PBS Chemicals, and as an LTU trustee, have supported these intersecting passions in myriad ways. For example, PBS Chemicals and LTU have long history in working on similar causes. LTU has been a host to PBS Chemistry Bowl that was done here many years ago on this campus. So this relation goes a long time. An event that quite literally combined PBS and LTU's shared values and commitment to education and community building and engagement. It is reflected in the Nicholson Family Scholarship. We have that scholarship on campus. I am proud and humbled by the friendship Nicholsons have shown to LTU and the belief that PBS leadership is shown in our students and our broader community. David, will you please join me here? On behalf of all of us at LTU, David, thank you and your entire PBS and Nicholson families. David, here is that little reflection of our regard.
Thank you very much.
Let me read it just a minute. It reads as the one with the symbol on the top, 2021 Corporate Partner of the Year, PBS. Congratulations.
Thank you. Doug, thank you for the advice. Say don't drop it, because that would have broken. I don't have many prepared remarks. I just want to say, first of all, it's an honor to be up here with Extension. I know what you guys have done for our community for the last 18 months. Thank you so much for you and every team member and every hospital you in your network. Secondly, I accept this award on behalf of the 1,200 employees of PBS Chemicals. We're honored to be part of the community. We're honored to be connected with LTU. We look forward to a long continuation of that partnership, and I'm humbled. Thank you very much.
We have jobs for everyone. We have jobs are plentiful. That's right.